starring Lee Marvin.
It's a good marriage for you. Millions. But what about me? What's my share? You're not going to cheat me. I'm sure of that. I'll tell them who you are and you're finished. Don't forget, you have a police record. You have no right to marry. You hear me? No right.
My name is Frank Ballinger, Detective Lieutenant M Squad, a special detail of the Chicago Police. I was working on a forgery case, and it was time to call it a day. All that lay ahead of me was a steak dinner and getting into bed. I was dog-tired.
Oh, Frank. I hate to do this to you, but... Well, you coordinated this sort of thing before, and I think you're the right man for it.
Skip the hearts of flowers. What's it all about?
Well, it's a suicide in the LaRoche Hotel. Some woman from Paris shot herself. No passport, identification, no suicide note.
That's for homicide.
Yeah, I know, but you have hunches about these things. Lieutenant Casey of Homicide thinks there's more than a suicide in this one. Wish you'd stay with it to get an identification. I'll make it up to you, huh?
Sure. An extra 10 minutes for lunch? The LaRoche was a small, exclusive hotel on the north side, catering to Europeans. Homicide checks all suicides just to be sure. An old friend, Dan Casey, was checking this one. Oh, Casey, what do you got?
Hi, Frank. Car and this man just left. The bullet wound says it isn't suicide, even though the gun was found in her hand. No powder burn.
Somebody wanted her dead with no questions asked, huh? But it never works. Yeah, she's very attractive. Doesn't look like she wanted to die to me. What's her name?
We don't know. The death clerk didn't get it. We can't read her signature on the registry.
Did you find her passport yet?
Not yet. So far, no letters, address books, papers of any kind. No money either.
When did she check in?
Today, 5:15. Said she came direct from Paris.
She must have a passport, then. Hey, look at this. Charlie, did you dust this for me? What about telephone calls?
None from the room, but the clerk saw her use the public booth in the lobby.
It's swell. She didn't want her call traced, huh? Any visitors?
None that we know of. Nobody heard the shot. She was found when the maid came in to turn the bed down. That was 7:45, 2 hours ago.
Coroner's office fixed the time of death?
3.5 hours ago.
Well, you better get me a set of her prints. I'll fire them over to the Paris police and see what they've got.
Fine.
What do you got here? A letter. Madame Pauline's... What's that last name smeared out? 28 Place de Bosges, Paris, 3, France. Maybe get the postmark. Chicago, 2 months ago. No letter, just this clipping. Mrs. George Braden resigns at Charity Bazaar. That's all it says. It's a Chicago clipping.
Looks like somebody kept her posted on George Braden's wife.
Yeah, the one thing I do know. Whoever took the evidence of her identity must have known where to look, huh? Probably somebody she knew. Well, you better keep us posted.
Will do.
We let it go to the press as a suicide. A move like that sometimes makes a killer careless. The next morning, I went to the morgue and I picked up a photograph of the dead woman. I had a lead where to ask questions now. George Braden was an important industrialist, a man of wealth and power. He was well known for his contributions to charity and well liked as a person. A widower, he was devoted to his daughter of 20. I'd heard that he had married during the year, and it was his new wife that I wanted to talk to.
I'm so sorry. I cannot help you. This woman, I do not know her. Nobody of this name or address do I know in Paris.
Well, what about the description of the woman?
It is someone I have never met.
I have a photograph of the woman. I'd like you to take a look at it. It was taken at the morgue.
The dead woman?
Yes.
But if it will help you, I will not be upset. Is it all right if I remove the photo?
Oh, please do.
No. This person I do not know. You tell me she killed herself, that she would have a piece from a newspaper about me in her pocket.
Oh, the funny thing about that is that it was mailed from Chicago.
I cannot understand.
Simone, my maid told me you've sent for a policeman.
Oh, no, dear, I do not send for him. He's here to see me. This is my stepdaughter, Liz.
I've warned you, Simone. Keep out of my affairs.
Darling, please.
Excuse me if I'm not well-mannered, but that goes for you, too. You're getting almost psychopathic about Andy Markham.
Let us not discuss your young man at this moment.
I am not a child, and I will not be spied on by detectives or police.
You know, some of the people I have to spy on, it could be pretty dull.
Then you admit that's what she wants.
No.
Elizabeth, he is here on a police affair, something I know nothing about.
And your name wasn't even mentioned.
You know, I think I believe you. I'm afraid I've said some foolish things. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Simone.
Why does your daughter think some policeman is spying on her?
It is a personal affair. She is very young. Good day, Lieutenant.
Oh, I wanted to ask you some more questions.
I have told you all I know about this woman. That is nothing.
Good day.
Darling, I'm leaving for the office now.
Oh, Lieutenant Ballinger, this is my husband.
Well, how do you do, sir?
The lieutenant is from the police. He is asking me about a woman.
Oh, what woman?
Well, some woman committed suicide last night, and we're trying to make an identification.
But why come to my wife?
She had my name, a piece cut from a newspaper, in her pocket.
And besides, she was French.
Couldn't you have telephoned?
Well, in cases of this nature, I usually use my own discretion. It's very important that we get an identification.
Well, were you able to help him?
No, not even from the photo. I do not know her.
Sorry we can't help you.
Thank you, Mrs. Braden. Mr. Braden? "36 hours later, things were looking up. Our cable room at Central had a reply to the set of fingerprints we'd airmailed to the Paris police. Yeah, Pauline Sorrell, I got it. S-O-R-E-L. Okay, thanks, Mike. Hey, boss, I gotta make up that dead woman. The name's Pauline Sorrell. She had a record with the Paris police.
Well, what'd they make her for?
Bunco and blackmail. She did time in Bordeaux, too.
Blackmail.
Yeah, and she had that clipping.
Take it easy, huh, Frank? You've made your identification. I'll let homicide carry it.
Not when it comes to blackmail. Let me show you something here. This is a photograph of the dead woman that I showed Mrs. Braden. Now I got a nice fat set of her prints. I'm going to send it to the Paris police.
Well, what makes you think one woman had something on the other?
Well, I don't know, but the dead woman had a record. Now she can't talk. I got to follow that up.
Yeah. Well, here's another Braden angle. Rupert Seeley. He was arrested last night, disorderly conduct. They dropped the charges. He's a private eye around town, has a big agency.
So?
And he also provides the security for several of Braden's factories.
What? Says here that he slugged Andy Markham in his apartment.
Markham? Who's he?
Elizabeth Braden's boyfriend. Braden was afraid of something. Was it blackmail or his daughter's choice of boyfriends? I decided to see what Andy Markham was like.
Sure, I threw a few punches at him. What would you do if you walked into your house and found somebody going through your things?
Have him arrested for burglary.
I can hardly do that. My valet had let him in. He was waiting to see me. I know him.
Still burglary.
No, Braden was trying to get something on me. You see, he's dead set against my marrying Liz.
But, what could he get on you?
Now, don't you start to push me around.
I'll only push you when it's necessary. What could Braden get on you?
Oh, playboy stuff, I guess. Liz knows all about that. Her father thinks I'm some sort of fortune hunter. My family can match Braden dollar for dollar.
Well, did this private detective find anything?
I doubt it. After I knew I was in love with Liz, I burned up all my old phone numbers.
The real thing, huh?
Mm-hmm. The same with Liz. We're through waiting for parental consent. We're not going to be pushed around anymore.
Say, that's lovely. Where'd you get this, Owen?
Yes, Liz gave me that. We met in Paris.
Do you spend much time over there?
Off and on. I go over for the racing season.
Say, you don't happen to know a girl by the name of Paula Sorrell, do you? Very beautiful.
No, it doesn't ring any bells. Who's she?
Oh, no, just some girl I was trying to get a line on. Well, thank you very much for helping me solve the crime of a burglary that wasn't a burglary.
Anytime I can help. And don't push me around.
Good night. I needed background, so I got Tracy Gatlett, a newspaper columnist, to fill me in on the gossip about the Braden family. He was seldom wrong in what he printed. He told me that Simone had been a model. Braden had married her quietly, secretly, somewhere in France or Spain. His daughter Liz liked her stepmother. As for her boyfriend, Andy, he had money and fun spending it. But Braden wanted a son-in-law who could run his company someday. He didn't want a playboy in the family.
Frank.
Well, excuse me a minute.
Got a cable from Paris.
Simone Braden's fingerprints?
Mm-hmm. She got a record for theft. She served 3 months in Bordeaux 5 years ago.
Bordeaux. The Sorrell woman served time there.
Mm-hmm. Same year.
Well, that gives us a local angle of blackmail. Possible motive for the Sorrell killing.
Well, it could be. Well, take your choice, husband or wife.
Well, it depends on how the prison record was threatened. To the husband or to the press. But either way, we got a job on our hands.
Frank.
Yeah?
Careful, huh? No, there's been no complaint of blackmail to the police yet.
You don't need a complaint in a murder case.
It's a headache, all right. We're not getting anywhere with the Bradens. They flatly deny knowing the dead woman. They can account for their time that night with witnesses.
Well, the dead woman had something on Braden's wife. They did time together.
Yeah, now she can't talk. Where's the angle that tells us who fired that bullet into her?
There isn't any. So we're right back to the letter sent to the dead woman.
Yeah. Well, the fingerprint boys dusted this, Frank. Came up with a lot of prints, but nothing clear.
Oh, the envelope's a dead lead.
Yeah, but who sent her the clipping? And why? I've heard about prints being raised after 2 months on paper. Hey. I read someplace where they raised prints after 2 years and the paper was water-soaked.
What's on your mind, Frank?
I got an idea. I'll see you boys in the morning.
The lab went over that envelope.
The next day, I went to the lab. They had already made several tests for raising difficult fingerprints on the envelope. Sometimes certain methods are not indicated because of the texture of the paper, the amount of handling it's had, and the climate. I wanted one more try. Fingerprints are made by moisture, dirt, or oily substances on fingers. These can be developed or made visible on different kinds of material by various chemical processes. I found the lab and not tried printasol. This is more sensitive than silver nitrate on paper. It often gets results when a long period of time has elapsed between making the print and its discovery. The lab man agreed to try it. Before I could get back to M Squad, I was told that George Braden wanted to see me. At his home and right away.
I won't have it. You're in charge of the investigation. It's an annoyance to my wife and to me. I won't have detectives of the homicide division questioning us about that suicide case.
It's quite possible that you might have known the woman but just forgotten her.
We don't know her.
Well, you lived abroad, Paris, the Riviera, other cities, Marseille, Bordeaux.
I don't know those cities.
Perhaps your wife does.
I doubt it. She's a Parisienne. Yes, she's been to the Riviera, but Paris is the only city that she really knows.
It's a funny thing. Sometimes with a little prodding, people remember names and faces that they thought they'd forgotten.
Are all suicides so thoroughly investigated?
Well, this happens to be a murder case.
And what's all this talk about suicide?
We're just working it that way while I put the pieces together.
Are you saying that we're suspects in a murder?
No, but I'm investigating the possibility of blackmail.
Then you're questioning us as blackmail suspects? That's ridiculous. We're not involved in that sort of thing.
Well, I guess that's about all there is then. But if I find evidence of blackmail, I'll be forced to act.
Without a complaint?
We're a preventative force as well as protective. And if somebody's been pressuring you or your wife,
George, what is it now? Why do you come here again?
It's all right, dear. He's just leaving.
I told you I do not know this woman. I have not seen her in my life before.
Simone, please. I must ask you to go.
well, just one thing more. Something about an incident the other evening of a private detective breaking into Mr. Andy Markham's apartment looking for something.
He wasn't working for me.
Well, he gets most of his business from you or your family. And the both of you seem so dead set against your daughter marrying Mr. Markham.
That is no concern of the police.
Andy is no good. Even his family disowns him. In Europe, he is a scandal, chasing women with money, women of all ages.
Simone, stop it.
Young women, old women, I know, I have seen it. Liz will not believe me. He wants money, her money, to throw in the gambling. He is no good. I'm very sorry. Excuse me.
I can see what you've done to my wife. Now, will you please leave us alone?
What are you afraid of? Whatever the Bradens were concealing, Simone Braden was afraid of Andy. I went back to M Squad to take a closer look at him, his fingerprints, his activities as a playboy, and his reputation in general. 40 hours later, I knew a lot of facts about Andy. They didn't change the picture given to me by the columnist. A picture of an easygoing, wealthy playboy. A few nightclub brawls and a big allergy for work. After he did his army service, he'd gone to London and Paris. But nothing bore out Simone's charge that he was little more than a gigolo.
Hey, you still checking on Markham?
Oh, yeah.
You know something? I wouldn't change places with him. I couldn't stand the pace.
Mrs. Braden has it in for him, too.
Oh, she probably knew him over there. The woman scoring, maybe?
It could be. Wouldn't be the first time some man was put under suspicion by a scoring woman.
Captain Frank, fingerprints asked me to drop these off. Something you asked for, Frank. They got a few clean impressions this time. There's some beauties.
Dozen people must have handled that thing. Sender, the receiver, postman, postal authorities.
Here's a photograph of the other side of the envelope. Look at that one on the back flap.
Yeah, hey, that's nice. Looks like the index finger of the right hand, doesn't it?
That's what the lab said. Here's a blow-up on it.
Wow, that's a beauty. Any comparisons?
Well, it isn't Braden, his wife, or his daughter.
Hey, wait a minute. Come here. I'm no expert, but I say we got a perfect match.
No doubt about it.
Andrew Markham, set of his fingerprints. I got him from the War Department.
And he says he didn't know the dead woman.
Yeah.
All right, let's pick him up.
Oh, wait a minute, Captain. I got a better idea. He could probably lie his way out of it. Let's see if he's linked in with blackmail.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Take care of these for me, will you, please?
I consider this another intrusion by the police. As for these, not surprised to hear that Andy was involved with that sort of woman, but it's no concern of mine.
I think he had you under pressure. But he had something that you wanted, and that's why you sent your security man to his apartment.
He has nothing on me.
You know, in checking the dead woman in the hotel, your wife's name was developed. I took the liberty of sending a set of her fingerprints to the Paris police. What did Markham know about Mrs. Braden? I'm going to have to question him. You don't know what he's going to tell me?
Now, let's get a few things straight, in confidence. I knew that my wife had been in prison. She told me before we got married. I checked her story, and I'm satisfied it was a miscarriage of justice, a case of mistaken identity.
Did she know Markham in Europe?
Only by reputation.
We think he was married to the Sorrel woman, but I can't prove it.
Well, why should he want to blackmail you? I mean, he's got plenty of money.
His family has the money. They know all about him. As far as they're concerned, he's a remittance man.
And women pay most of his bills.
So when you objected to the marriage, he came up with her record, huh?
He threatens to publish it. Even if I could stop that, it would leak out. My wife has been accepted here.
How much has he demanded?
$250,000.
Wow. And you willing to pay him just to buy a silence?
As soon as I can complete a stock sale to raise the money.
You know, all of this may have to come out in the open.
But why? Why? We spoke to you in confidence.
A woman has been murdered, Mr. Braden. I had my proof of blackmail. I knew that Andy had sent the letter to Pauline Sorrell, but I couldn't put him in her hotel room the night she was killed, and he knew it.
I don't get all this. I told you before I didn't know any woman named Sorrell in Paris.
You wrote her a letter.
To somebody I didn't know? You're funny.
Well, I might be funny, but blackmail isn't. The dead woman had a record of blackmail.
I wouldn't know or care.
You know, the night she was killed, you were with some people, hmm? Would you mind filling me in?
Sure.
It was last Friday night.
Friday. Oh, I was with Liz. 2 other couples were with us.
Every minute.
Of course. I don't like the way you ask that question. Don't push me around.
Did Father send him here?
Yes, and he's been making a few threats.
Tell my father he's wasting his time. Andy and I are driving out of town to get married tonight. It's all been arranged. The license, justice of the peace. All arranged and nobody's stopping us.
Oh, not me, no. I was just asking the man where the man was last Friday.
Honey, weren't we at some nightclub?
The Blue Hat. You know, you made me so mad.
Well, let's not go into that again, huh?
Oh, why not? Why did the man make you so mad? Did he leave you?
I met a fellow with a business deal. We talked in the bar.
Then you weren't with them every minute. Where's the Blue Hat?
Off Rush Street in East Crowley.
Rush Street. Isn't that just around the corner from the LaRoche Hotel?
Yes, it is. Andy, what's it getting at?
I think your father sent him to make trouble. Darling, will you wait in the other room while I talk with him? Try and reason with him?
I'll help you.
Oh, please. I'll call you.
All right.
Then you went to see the Sorrell woman, didn't you?
My story's better. You came here and threatened me. Drew a gun. I panicked. They'll call it self-defense.
Now, that angle won't work. I talked to Braden. It's bound to come out. Why don't you put that gun down?
Nobody's going to take me.
Andy? No!
Hold it right there!
That's what he said. He was going to kill you.
I took Liz Braden home later to those who loved her. Andy's attempt to kill me and his murder of the woman from Paris were facts that she learned to face. And Simone Braden's name was never mentioned in the cleanup. The fingerprint that made a trip from my town to Paris and back again stopped the blackmailing killer.
Be sure to tune in again for another exciting story from the files of M Squad.